Hello there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and welcome back for more of Arkham Twin Days, for more of the story and info of Spider-Man Edge of Time. As we're going to continue more of my story and info of Arkham Twin Days, for now it's all about the Spidey lore. We go back to action figures, okay? So, now that we know that, okay, so Miguel O'Hara is trying to rush to the 66th floor. He's getting there as fast as he could, but he knows time is running out, and he knows about that, whenever say die attitude. He says, I know, I'm always a fighter, but I'm all out of strength, I'm all out of jokes, and he's trying to crawl himself back to the portal, and he's beaten, he's down, he's almost got no strength left, and Miguel is there, no way you're gonna give me no shocking last words. Not here, not now. And Miguel O'Hara was running as fast as he could. He tried to desperately get to it fast, but then with one last punch effort, with the both of these brave superheroes of their web-friendly neighborhood people, or dynamic duo, if you want to call. And so, for that matter, they give one last ditched effort to go farther than more than before. Spider-Man Peter Parker was about to give out one last punch, enough to knock out Anti-Venom, also known as Eddie Brock, with a one-fist punch of a Falcon Punch. He punched wicked hard and knocked Anti-Venom out. And also, Spider-Man was knocked out as well by Anti-Venom. Both were knocked out at the same time. And Miguel O'Hara says, no, not this time. And so he web shoots at the portal and hits Spider-Man. Peter Parker grabbed him and said, and we were thinking by saying it would say, come here! He grabbed Peter Parker, also known as the Amazing Spider-Man, and he was not moving. And Miguel O'Hara, going as fast as he could to the 66th floor, he was a bit too little, too late. If only he could just get him to listen. So he decided that he could put him into the cellular regeneration. So it would work, because since he had his DNA on record back in his timeline of the Alchemix of his timeline, since his DNA on record lasted like, wow, that many decades, and it's still there, and it started to regenerate his cells. But he was kind of beyond healing. So he was in this he was in this gurney and the processing unit to being healed. And then Miguel O'Hara finds out that someone's coming into the portal. So he had to stop this creature, whose name is Anti-Venom, is going to go after him. Of course, the gate portal is not open, so it would take a minute to recharge if it's going to send Anti-Venom safely. So he had to wait like 1 minute or 60 seconds until it fully recharges. Now that it's fully charged, it is time to open up the portal again. But Miguel O'Hara says, oh no you don't! He's not going to go through the year 2099. Miguel O'Hara stopped him on his tracks in Peter Parker's timeline, and Dr. Otto Octavius, or Doc Ock, cannot believe there's two Spider-Men. And Walker Sloan says, "Don't worry, Anti-Venom will step on this one." And Anti-Venom shoots out the white tentacles of the symbiote, and it did not retract the cells. Nothing. And Doc Ock says, why isn't Anti-Venom trying to absorb the cells out of this Spider-Man? He says, because mine aren't radiation-based, if you want to know. And Walker Sloan says, didn't know, don't care. Quiet, Val Kilmer, you can be replaced. So, yeah, there's a fight and a battle with Miguel O'Hara and Eddie Brock, who's Anti-Venom. Of course, the battle lasted quite well. Of course, Peter Parker cannot move still. He cannot believe he is in the year of 2099 because he is right there, for goodness sake. He's talking about the egg jokes because they were processed by mutants, which is, they are mutants. Failed test subject mutants. In eggs? Really? Okay, I don't know if that really works, but it's not working so well. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. So, I don't know how in heaven's name would that fit in, but the story of Peter David may sound cool with simple, but can be a little bit more complex than others sometimes. So for anyway, this whole quantum causality thing is causing the time rift to be stretched a little bit thin. In the near future, it may become irreparable, but not yet. So Miguel O'Hara was able to take out all the sub-control chips that was in the symbiote of Anti-Venom, who is Eddie. And now that Eddie Brock has finally got his fully right mind back to his normal self, he wasn't very glad of what Walker Sloan did to him. He knows Walker Sloan is a very crooked man, including Dr. Otto Octavius. And so all of a sudden, these two, along with Anti-Venom, went into the portal by accident because of this quantum causality. This giant tentacle about the size of a Buick came out of nowhere, and more than just one. Other giant tentacles became the size of a Buick. And the same thing that goes on with the others. So Spider-Man feels all ready and good and strength and everything. So he's ready to go back to his timeline. But Miguel O'Hara, wait a minute. The frights are... I say, wait a minute, you're going to come in? He say, yeah, I'm going to go back, come in and go back to my timeline while you go back to yours. And Miguel O'Hara says, I can't. The control circuits are fried here. Or the returning control circuits are fried. He says, what? I won't be able to get back to my time. I won't be able to get back on my time while you're there. I'm stuck here. And so go and fix it. And Miguel O'Hara says, I can't. I can't do that. And like, the equipment right here in this year from your timeline does not even exist yet. But in Miguel's time, on from the year 2099, yes. In Peter Parker's time, it was not possible. But it can be possible to create those. And so, for that matter, Miguel O'Hara tells Peter Parker to head to the hydroponic jungle. It's like, why is there a hydroponic jungle with plants? I don't know. And I really have no idea to have the slightest answer. A hydroponic jungle inside Forest Laboratory inside Alchemex. Wow, it's huge. It is completely huge. And it just goes to show you that he find them. Yeah, you have to be once you go to the hydroponic jungle, collect all 3 subatomic batteries and bring them near the gate. It said atomic, like yeah, yes, like atomic, as in an atomic level, as an atomic bomb with energy that's controlled really well. But if you, well, let's say what happens, putting them too close or somewhat, and something goes bad, for the sake of it, it will create a huge crater about the size of, oh my goodness. Let's just say it's going to create a huge crater about the size of several football stadiums. And that's not good! A blast radius of like, oh my, 6 miles. So he has to hurry. He got the atomic batteries, and hopefully he has to toss them into only just one at a time. If he tossed them all together for all 3 batteries, things would go from bad to worse. Everything will explode, and the time rip would be kind of messed up, or the return circuits are fried. Which the return circuits are fried, it will be no good. So finally, he got the return circuits. Miguel O'Hara in 2099. And so now that he got them, he finally got them back. Of course, hopefully he'll be able to repair them. And Spider-Man says, I'm gonna kind of stay here for just a little bit and see what I can find of these atomic batteries, and then hopefully now that Spider-Man is in the year 2099, of course he says, if you think, well, hopefully I might find some information. And so for that, hopefully he is going to find information. And then Miguel O'Hara, I don't know, perhaps something must have happened during the 66th floor. There were bad guys and everything was locked. I don't know if the time portal was locked down or instant. I don't know. I'm guessing the Game Developers decided, or the story how it goes. So why not? It works better if you want to know. Like, okay, I don't care. Maybe I'll take it and strike enter. So yeah. And then Spider-Man, Peter Parker, in the year 2099, hears a voice, and he cannot believe it. Before the atomic batteries were about to explode, he hears a voice. It sounded like a woman, and it sounded very awfully familiar. Okay, now we talk about Mary Jane Watson. As the love of Peter Parker's life, Mary Jane Watson knows the man behind Spider-Man's mask better than anyone else in the world. Their relationship began when her Aunt Anna set her up as a blind date for May Parker's bachelor nephew, Peter. Assuming that the old Parker luck was in force, initially resisted May's blandishments. But he finally gave in, only to be thunderstruck to discover a drop-dead gorgeous redhead standing at the front door. MJ's party girl attitude covered a difficult childhood that she was hoping to leave behind to become an actress and model. Her first major acting job? Pretending she was unaware that Peter was actually Spider-Man, a fact she'd known from the very beginning. Really? When she saw Peter dart into his Forest Hills home, only to leap out the window of his bedroom seconds later in the costumed identity. Since then, MJ and Peter have had anything but a smooth relationship, getting together only to split up several times. Yeah, Mary Jane Watson. Wow, birthplace, Montoursville, Pennsylvania. So she moved to New York. Her first appearance was partial of The Amazing Spider-Man comic book number 25, 1965, and the full appearance of the first comic book another time for once again, The Amazing Spider-Man comic book number 42, 1966. So yep, that's her all right. And so Miguel O'Hara was trying to, now that he got the atomic batteries in place, he needs to find the specialized equipment or something, I don't know, what is going on with the time rift portal or the quantum causality thing. So he has to dive down and deep into the 66th floor and making sure if things are still working right with Miguel O'Hara, like what he did back in his timeline, or in your presence past or my presence future, then he says Miguel O'Hara 5249, and then you hear the computer says access denied. It says figures, change of plan. Peter, I need you to go to the archives where it's located in my timeline. Find a way to stop this anti-venom type of guy. Of course, since he cannot get through there, because since anti-venom is blocking the entrance or somewhat and so on and so forth, there is no way he cannot get in, because being blocked by this three-person that's all combined into these quantum particles. So there has to be a way to get in there. And so Peter Parker is trying to find a way to find the main computer archive, of course. And so for that matter, oh boy, even though he's going to get himself into trouble, and he says, wait a minute, oh really? Yeah, oh, I can search up for my friends, I'll look at things up into the future, try to keep them out of danger. He says, don't you dare go poking in there, Parker. You know what happens during the past. It's like, and live to learn things from the past instead of repeating them. And Peter Parker says, fine. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, history doesn't have to wrestle with guilt. Are you saying, yeah, it kind of says that, are you telling me that saving people, are you telling me that trying to saving citizens and other people's lives are more important than my loved ones? He says, I'm not saying that. History says that. Well, yeah, history doesn't have to wrestle with guilt. Because if Peter Parker's trying to wrestling with the guilt, because if he's going to go insane, that'll make him a bad man, because this is what criminals or bad guys want to see. They want to go insane and become like them, and well, not like them, so they can feel what they're feeling. What they don't realize, they're going to create something worse. They're making worse bad guys than they ever was before. That doesn't fix things. Two wrongs don't make a right, Kingpin. Two wrongs don't make a right, JJ, because you're a little butt-ski. Which I cannot believe how this happened. The real bad guy should have known, or the blames is the Kingpin and JJ and the others who don't take the blame because they'd rather blame it on Spider-Man and not for themselves. Wow! They are such imbeciles, are they? I'm gonna get to Black Cat right now, but I'll get later to one. Black Cat 2099. An enhanced genetic duplicate of one of Peter Parker's greatest allies of the heroic age. Black Cat 2099 serves as Alchemex's personal watch cat, although she's considered too violent and unpredictable to be allowed off-site. The company regularly utilizes her against high security threats. Black Cat 2099 retains all of her mother Felicia Hardy's memories, yet she knows that she is not truly Felicia. So she is the clone, really. So she retains of the original Felicia Hardy's memories and as the clone because, okay, this is really weird, but interesting. As the clone remembers, Felicia grew up worshipping her father, Walter Hardy, not discovering until she was older that he was in fact a notorious cat burglar. This inspired Felicia to take up his illegal trade, and she trained intensively in martial arts and acrobatics to facilitate her chosen profession. After her father passed away, Felicia assumed the identity of the Black Cat and embarked upon her criminal career, one that brought her into repeated conflict with Spider-Man. The two eventually embarked on a tempestuous romance, and despite breaking up, went on to regularly team up as allies. Black Cat 2099's genetics prevent her from aging past her current look because she got the anti-aging drug. But such was not the case for Felicia. As the years passed and took their toll on her body, Felicia did not take well to the fact that she was aging. She became obsessed with finding a way to maintain her youth and vitality. After volunteering for an Alchemex research program designed to reverse the aging process, the anti-aging drug that the CEO created, Felicia effectively signed away her life as Alchemex took full advantage of what they consider their own permanent resource. Though Felicia eventually managed to escape Alchemex's clutches, never to be seen or heard from again, the corporation had it needed from her. Alchemex created the new and improved Black Cat by mixing Felicia's DNA with samples taken from actual felines and the superheroine Tigra. Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. Refashioning her into a devastating weapon that could be used in a variety of special situations. Alchemex also incorporated a gene extracted from the mutant known as Vanisher, which gifted Black Cat 2099 with the ability to teleport, but not out of the building. So she teleports like Nightcrawler. Alchemex did not want this Black Cat to escape the way the original did, so it also hardwired agoraphobia into her mental process. She literally cannot leave the confines of the building without collapsing in terror. To ensure that its investment would keep paying dividends, Alchemex also created a host of less enhanced clone versions, less powerful than the original, but still devastating, and each with a special demented place in their heart for Peter Parker. So the original clone is not Felicia Hardy, but believes she is, but she is not. Her first appearance, Spider-Man Into Time 2011 as Black Cat 2099. So this is not the original Felicia Hardy. We thought everybody is, but no, but until then, I am going to stop here for the time being, and don't worry, there will be more to continue to pick up from where we left off for more of Arkham Twin Days. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me what do you guys think of Spider-Man 2099. Do you like it or hate it? And mash that like button or share this video if you guys love Arkham Twin Days of Spidey lore, such as myself. I'm not a purist, but I'm a fan. Just because I'm not a purist doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm still a big fan. So anyways, and celebrating Autism Awareness Month for the entire month of April in the colors of red, yellow, and blue. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember, always fight with honor, love, truth, and justice. And see you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days.